Greetings everyone, this is Force Nature coming at you with another edition of What's the Difference? Since I recently crossed 3,000 subs earlier this month, which I do appreciate, we're going to be taking a look at a bit of a special session this time, which will be a battle of DOA. We're going to be taking a look at Dead or Alive 6 and Dead or Alive 5 last round to be able to answer the simple question of what's the difference? Be sure to check out the previous sessions of Dead or Alive 6 versus Soul Calibur 6 and Dead or Alive 5 last round versus Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown to get a bit more detail and background for these awesome fighting games. Anyways, let's get to it. Your objective in Dead or Alive 6 is to score this. This is a stun right here. You normally get these on counter hit. Generally, after a stun, what you want to do is just launch the opponent right away and then just go for a combo. You can also score stuns on normal hit, usually with characters' kicks. In Dead or Alive 5 last round, your objective is also to score a stun, although you don't necessarily have to launch your opponent right away. The reason why is because the stun threshold in Dead or Alive 5 last round is a lot longer. You see, you can whack your opponent a lot before they fall over. In contrast, the stun threshold is a bit shorter in Dead or Alive 6. There are 3 levels of launch heights. There's normal hit level 1 launch heights. There's level 2 or during stun launch heights. And level 3, fatal stun launch heights. Fatal stun launches can lead to a lot of damage. Keep in mind that counter hit launches are very similar to stun launches, and high counter strike launches are very similar to fatal stun launches. In Dead or Alive 5 last round, there was also numerous launch heights that are generally dictated by your stun level. For instance, on a normal hit launch, doesn't really launch very high, you can't get much off of it. Let's say a critical stun level 1 launch though. Alright, you can get slightly better combo, but if you were to go for anything more substantial, it would likely drop. Now I'll show you a critical stun level 2 launch. Alright, you get pretty decent damage there, and now I'm going to show you a critical stun level 3 launch. This is the highest launch allowing for the most substantial combos. Take note that a critical stun level 3 and a critical burst launch is the same height, so there's nothing higher than critical stun level 3. In Dead or Alive 6 in contrast, during stun you always launch the same height, which is level 2 launch. With regards to Dead or Alive 5 last round stun system, if you were to stun the opponent like critical stun level 2 or critical stun level 3, you see the red critical stun sign, and that means you can go for a critical burst. A critical burst, of course, allows for the highest launch heights and the longest potential combos. In Dead or Alive 6, there are no critical bursts, so you basically need to launch your opponent before they just simply fall over. If you don't launch your opponent before the stun runs out, the opponent will just simply fall over. This is called a critical reversal, also known as a critical finish. But hey, don't get me wrong, knocking down the opponent prematurely is cool too sometimes. Unique to Dead or Alive 5 last round, there's a special hit status called sit-down stuns, which is denoted by like a small screen shake. Sit-down stuns are special unholdable stuns. That means that when you hit an opponent with a sit-down stun, any moves within the particular advantage, right now plus 24, will be guaranteed. So that means if I were to do any move that is 22 frames or faster, such as like 4P plus K with Ayane, or like 4P, or even just simply doing like a 236K drill kick, all of this is guaranteed after the sit-down stun. However, the only way to defend yourself during a sit-down stun, aside from not getting hit by the sit-down stun in the first place, is to employ what's called stagger escape, or usually dubbed slow escape. So right now it's on off, so that means you get the full plus 24. But if I were to set it, let's say, to fastest slow escape or stagger escape, this is now plus 16. That means that the maximum guaranteed will only be plus 14. See, I don't get the critical stun launch when I do 4P plus K. 4P doesn't even launch, so that means I have to do something like 13 frames, like 6P for instance, if the opponent is able to slow escape on fastest. Dead or Alive 6 doesn't have critical bursts, but its sit-down stuns are part of a class of unholdable stun called fatal stun. Fatal stuns are a special kind of unholdable stun where the opponent cannot do any sort of counter defensive hold at all. The only way to get out of a fatal stun is by using a break hold. Break holds require meter. Meter is a new is a new thing added to Dead or Alive 6 referred to as the brake gauge. There are 3 uses for brake gauge meter in Dead or Alive 6. The first one is a sidestep attack. Right here, it ends up costing 1/4 of your meter. Brake holds, which cost half a bar of meter. And brake blows, which cost all 4 segments of the meter gauge and have the ability to parry all mid and high attacks. In Dead or Alive 6, you gain meter by hitting the opponent, blocking attacks, or by getting smacked in the face. New to Dead or Alive 6 in general is essentially the S button. See right here, this is the S button. I'll just let you know with regards to meter gain, this is a fatal rush button. So you press S, and when you hit the opponent, you get the fatal stun. But a nice thing also about when you do hit this move, it doesn't deal much damage, just 15 damage, but it actually builds up a lot of meter per hit. It does 15 damage, and it builds up 15 meter, and you could do it up to 4 times. But only the initial hit actually builds a lot of meter. This can be particularly handy during critical stun. Not having enough meter to break hold makes fatal stun follow-ups guaranteed, which really sucks for the opponent. Back on break holds, don't just mash them out randomly, because you can get hit for 160% damage throw, which is a crap load of damage for a single throw. Break bows can also lose the throws really badly also for 160% damage. Dead or Alive 5 last round does not have a formal meter system, but if your health just dropped below 50%, denoted by a red border around your health bar, then you're able to perform one of 2 special moves, such as a power blow. So with a slight charge, if you perform the correct input, when you connect it on your opponent, you'll use up that red bar, so you only can do it, well, you only connect it once per round on your opponent, and then you end up doing good damage. You can also perform a power launcher in place of a power blow. If the power blow was to get blocked, then you leave yourself at plus 15. Plus 15 is enough for guaranteed follow-ups. This can be particularly nasty, like for instance during the stun game, because the stun gives you enough frame advantage that you can even try and sneak this in on your opponent, and then you can get some like real shenanigans going. In contrast, if you perform a break blow on the opponent's block, you'll just leave yourself at plus 4, and then you just used up all your meter. Oh, one last thing with regards to break blows. You can actually perform what's called a break blow cancel if you were to do the usual break blow input, forward and S, then press the guard button, and then the opponent just falls down and you end up getting a fatal stun. So instead of getting the usual break blow cinematic, where you get the cutscene, then you just kind of blast the opponent away, you can't really follow up after that. But if you were to do a break blow cancel, you can end up continuing your combo and really pile on the hurt onto your opponent. Don't forget that opponents can still perform a break hold after you do your break blow cancel. The Dead or Alive series will make you despise the existence of Waker kicks. That's why there are force tech systems in place to help you deal with these banes of the universe. In Dead or Alive 6, you force tech the opponent by hitting them twice on the ground. In Dead or Alive 5 last round, you force tech with a single strong ground strike. Though you can hit the opponent twice on the ground too if you so desire. Dead or Alive 5's last round's standard wall splats allow for a single wall juggle follow-up. Dead or Alive 6 has the same standard wall splats as Dead or Alive 5 last round. However, there's also a different hit status reminiscent of Dead or Alive 4's wall splat, which is a small wall splat. The small wall splat allows the opponent to perform a critical hold afterwards. Though you can avoid that by going behind and hitting the opponent for a limbo stun. Remember I said in Dead or Alive your objective is to be able to get a counter hit stun? Well, it's only one of the objectives. The other objective is to hit your opponent into stuff. Hitting your opponent into stuff is fun. A lot of fun. Too much fun once you factor in floor bounces into the mix. And Dead or Alive 5 last round is definitely not above the lunacy. Along with all the crazy danger zones in both Dead or Alive 6 and Dead or Alive 5 last round, there's a special kind of danger zone in Dead or Alive 6 called the Citizen Assist. Every time you knock your opponent into them, they get thrown back, and you get a free stun follow-up every time. All the opponent can do to try and get out of this is to try and perform a hold. And you know what happens when you chuck out holds in Dead or Alive 6. You take a lot of damage from a high counter throw. Both Dead or Alive 6 and Dead or Alive 5 Last Round have excellent tutorial modes. Like, look at this for instance. It tells you stuff like startup, recovery, advantages. Basically any kind of thing that you could want to go over with regards to DOA. These tutorials end up like showing it. So it ends up like, for instance, here telling you about like the startup part of executing the move, for instance. Aside from each tutorial having little subsections, it even tells you what level you should be at while you're attempting the tutorial. Anywhere from like level 1 up to level 40. This is complemented by an excellent command training mode and an excellent combo challenge mode. And a solid DOA quest mode that provides you with various challenges, basically for different rewards, and teaching you like different aspects of the game. Both Dead or Alive 6 and Dead or Alive 5 Last Round have excellent move details boxes with multiple pages that shows all your frame data and stuff like that. But Dead or Alive 5 has an interesting feature which allows you to show your character's move lists. You can show either one character, so the left side, right side, or you can show both characters. And with this move list on, it basically shows all your inputs, different kind of follow-ups. It's a really helpful tool. Dead or Alive 6 has a story mode that is completely nonsensical and is basically just there for the lol factor. The story mode is told through individual scenes which can be segmented based on character, even though there is a main storyline, but the different scenes can feel a little disjointed at times, so following along with the story can be a little bit of a challenge at times. Dead or Alive 5 Last Round's story is equally as nonsensical as DOA6 and is also basically just there for the lulz. Yeah, I think that's enough of that. Similar to Dead or Alive 6, Dead or Alive 5 Last Round's story is also told through individual scenes, although it operates on more of a linear path as opposed to the kind of more slightly arbitrary path to unlocking that Dead or Alive 6's story mode has. But other than that, both of them are quite tongue-in-cheek in terms of their presentation. Dead or Alive 6 currently has 31 characters, including numerous DLC characters. Dead or Alive 6 has an excellent DOA Central mode that allows you to customize the looks of your favorite characters. Dead or Alive 5 Last Round currently has 36 characters, including a couple DLC characters. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Alright, let me know what you think of this new series in the comments down below. And if you like this video, smash that like button. If you didn't like this video, just leave a like anyway, and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy 3D fighter content. I also would like to say that this video is endorsed by Smart Esports and Trollcoin. I also want to take this moment to thank both my standard and premium top tier fighters for their continued support, which I do appreciate it. Seriously, I may say that in passing, but actually I do appreciate it. And also, thanks for sticking with me throughout this entire time. I also want to thank everyone that has helped me get to over 3,000 subs now. So, basically here's to 4,000 subs and 5,000 subs. Anyways, this is Force Nature signing off. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time on What's the Difference?